You're watching Canada's Weather Network. To help you plan your activities in the coming days, here are the short and long-term forecasts for your area. To upload your photos and videos, visit upload.theweathernetwork.com.
This local forecast has been brought to you by Home Hardware and Building Centers. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. This spring forecast is brought to you by Home Hardware and Building Centers. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian.
Well, hello, and so glad you could join us. You're watching the Weather Network, and it is a very special day today. It's not just our spring forecast, it is the Weather Network's truly Canadian spring forecast, and we're coming at you live from Home Hardware, Swanson's Home Hardware in Kitchener, Ontario, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Rhythm Reed joining me as well, and Rhythm, how excited are you that it is the spring forecast?
I am so excited that it's the spring forecast. Spring, however, not my favorite season.
Really?
Yes.
Well, it can test the patience for sure. Now, by the way, it was initially supposed to be Kim McDonald here, but Kim McDonald sustained a last-minute injury. So, Rhythm, you are stepping up today.
You got that. Always happy to help.
Look at that, Kim. Yeah, she rolled her ankle, broke her ankle. So we wish her a very speedy recovery on that. But Rhythm, I'm going to ask you here, what kind of spring are we really expecting this year?
Well, it's going to be a classic Canadian spring. Roller coaster of temperatures all across Canada.
Oh, one step forward, one step backwards. We know what that is like. And the storm track could be pretty active this year around the Great Lakes over towards, say, the mouth of the St. Lawrence, New Brunswick. So that in itself can, bring its own set of circumstances.
Absolutely. And what we're going to be talking about is the early and active spring weather that's going to be really active in the U.S. and obviously that makes its way up towards Canada.
All right. Okay. Well, very much looking forward to spring. spring, so I've got a question for you first, Rhythm, and that is, spring showers. Love them or not so much a fan?
I'm not a fan, especially when you get those cold showers. Those are the worst.
They can be a rude wake-up call, won't they? Well, what they say, though, spring showers or April showers bring May flowers. So let's bring, speaking of, today's weather and what we can expect as well, we've got Matt Hamill. But before we get to that, Matt, question is spring showers. Are you a fan of them or not so much?
Guys, I can understand Rhythm's aversion to the cold spring shower, but it's all part of the process getting towards warmer months. So you know what? I'm all right with it, you guys.
All right, I like the optimism right there. We've got a whole show full of our spring forecast talking about the trends. We've got great guests to bring in, lots of, experts to bring in your tips for, getting the season, the garden ready, barbecue season, all of that. Can't wait. But for today's weather, we'll throw it back to you, Matt.
Yes, Murph, can't wait for some more barbecue season talk. That's getting me excited this morning. We'll be checking back in with Chris and Rhythm at Swanson's Home Hardware and Building Center. Now, as Murph mentioned, today's weather, now we are getting some spring-like warmth moving back into southern Ontario, and tomorrow, look at this, even better, 19 degrees in Windsor is the forecast for tomorrow, and if we get up to 20, that would be Canada's first 20-degree temperature of 2025, and just taking steps in the right direction across the country temperature-wise. Now, we're going to be seeing not only warm temperatures, but a chance of some active weather this weekend in parts of Ontario, Quebec, and Atlantic Canada. Saturday, a little bit of scattered shower activity, but more robust, widespread rainfall looks to be moving into the picture on Sunday, and early Sunday kind of getting going there. So while temperatures are still going to be well above the 10-degree mark late weekend in parts of Ontario, as you can see, very widespread rain. It's a different story in more northern sections of Ontario where we could see some freezing rain mixing in with some snow and rain. But flooding concerns, that'll be something we keep an eye on with all this moisture on the way. But some spring-like weather is in the mix.